Hello my crafty friends, Corrine here from Corrine Crafts. I hope you are well. Well, I got another video for you today. Now I wanted to show you, if you've got an embossing folder, this is a Lisa Horton one, you've got an ink pad, I'm using a white one, and a white pencil. You can create beautiful projects just with those three items. And here's the card that I've made. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. I'm going to bring it close. Look at the detail. Look at the shading. Look at the impact. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? And I'm even going to show you how I created my own glitter card at the back so that it fully coordinates. If you want to see how easy it is to put a card together that looks as amazing as this, stay tuned and I'll show you now. My friend and I went to the NEC for the Creative Craft Show earlier this month. Oh, did we have a lovely day. I love going there. It's really lovely. Even if you don't buy anything, I just love catching up with everybody that's there. I had such a great day. Anyway, one of the things I did buy was this Corner Rose Cluster 3D embossing folder by Lisa Horton. I definitely have a soft spot for Lisa's embossing folders. I just find them absolutely amazing. Now this one, it comes with the 6-inch square embossing folder, but it also comes with the matching die, which I've not actually used for this. So you can see what you can do is you can cut out the card. I would recommend cutting out the card first, and then you can put it in the embossing folder, and then you've got an element that you can elevate or do whatever you want with. This card I'm going to show you is so quick and so easy, but I think it really packs a punch. So I've just got some regular purple card. This is my Lime Tree Crafts card. It's about a 300 GSM, and I'm going to pop it into the folder. Now I always cut slightly smaller than my folders because I think you get a better result. So I actually cut this to 5 3/4 inches square. You can just see I've got a gap around the edge, and I find that if you do that, you'll get a better result because it doesn't crinkle and crease. If that's one of the things you struggle with, try cutting your card a bit smaller. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put it onto our stamping plates. So because it's a 3D embossing folder, it's a really simple combination. It's a cutting plate, it's a magnetic shim, and it's a plastic shim. So those two together are slightly thinner than your cutting plate, so it makes the perfect combination. So put those together, run that through my die cutting machine. That cuts, that should have embossed. Absolutely gorgeous. So if we lift this up, there we go. Look at that. Can you see how deep that has embossed? Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Really do love that. So you've got your deboss on that side and you've got your emboss on that side. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to take a mat, just a craft mat, and then I'm going to take a white pigment ink. I think pigment inks is definitely the way to go. So this is my Memento Luxe. It's in Wedding Dress. You'll often see me use this. I really do like it. And I've got two little daubers. I'm not going to be heat embossing it just because it's a pigment ink. It just works really well. And now I need to be really light. So I'm just going to sort of tickle that over there. So all I'm doing is catching the raised bits. And I'm just tickling it over the emboss. And look at that. Can you see how it comes to light? It really, really comes to life just like that. It's gorgeous. Now, when I prepped my first one, I did it all with a larger dauber to begin with, and it worked really well. I'm just doing it, really keeping it light so I don't press on the back. If it goes on the back, it's not the end of the world. But I found these little daubers, they come in a pack. I can then put it on here, and then it means I can just add, oh look, it's letting me go in with a lot more precision because it's smaller. There we go. I can really pick up the white now. Now this could be done with gilding waxes. You could do all sorts. You could do this on white card with coloured ink. It's up to you, but I do love that sort of two-tone a colour with white. It looks really, really effective. So now I've caught up there. That was really, really quick. That takes seconds, doesn't it? Absolutely just seconds. Just go over. But I want to add in a little bit more detail. So all I've done is I've got a charcoal pencil in white. It says charcoal pencil. I'm just going to add extra detail. So I'm just going to take my white pencil and just add extra detail on there. I often find as well that when I start doing this, I then see bits that I've missed with the dauber, but you can either go back in with the dauber or you can use your pencil. So I'm really just adding extra interest. And what I find as well, you know, where you've not got all the white ink, you might want to just go in and just highlight. But it means you know, on things like here, I can come in and add extra detail sort of around the edge, which you wouldn't be able to do with the double. And like that, I can highlight it to make it, that curve, stand out even more. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Let's come in on this one. You can still see what I'm doing here. And then just pick out the bits you want to show even more. I like coming down here with the leaves, and I come round the two directions to give them shape, round like this. And we can do the same on this little one. If you want to just add it on one side, it'll make it look like shadow. And it's quite nice to do it down here, right round the edge. Just adds extra dimension, just like that. Oh, that one seems to naturally be coming on that side. Just keep looking at where you want to add it. And then what I've also got is I've got like a tortillon, and I'm just going to blend some of that out. So paper stump, tortillon, whatever you want to call it. So they're just rolled up paper, and if you, as long as your pencil's blendable. We used these, I got a lot of these when I was doing my Sanntangle from Sandra. But yeah, so I've got plenty of these. But look, so those lines now just become blendable amounts. And it's really, really good because, you know, I can go in and I can blend where I've been colouring to make it look prettier as well. There we go. And if I think, oops, that's rolling. If I think I need a little bit more, look, you can just go in. Really, really make it come to life, can't you? There we go. That one's quite... Let's go in. Just add in a bit more. So that one sort of disappeared off into the shadow, hasn't it? So we can add in that bit. Just makes it look like there's a light source coming in then. Let's just blend that. There you go. Then it's not quite as harsh a line. You've got the pencil lines. Blend them out. And you've got that gorgeous, gorgeous detail. There we go. I can even look... Oh, some of these. Just adding in extra depth. I tell you, you can add in as much as or as little. This will look lovely in craft as well with the white pencil. Or you could, if you did this in craft with a white pencil, you could then outline it all in grey, couldn't you? With just a regular charcoal pencil, that would look really nice. There we go. Yeah. And that is all I'm going to do to that. Now I've got one here that I've just finished a little bit more on, and I just want to don't think I blended these as much, but they still look absolutely amazing, don't they? But I want to use this one because I've just put a few little pearls on. Let me just, it's the only reason I've gone to this one, just because it's got the liquid pearls on that are nice and dry. There we go. Just blend those. I love that. That looks so pretty, doesn't it? Like I say, you can add in as much or as little highlight as you want. So that really looks, because we've sort of emphasised round here, really does look like that depth, doesn't it, in there? And that's the joy, actually, of a 3D embossing folder as well. Really, really brings it to life. You wouldn't be able to get this sort of depth just using like a wax, what am I thinking of? Gilding wax. Wow, I lost the words then. Because gilding wax is just on or off, isn't it? You're not going to get the same shade. But I love what this does. There we go. Just blend that out. There you go. How's that look? Isn't that pretty? Really, really pretty. I just feel like it's added even more depth to there. Now, I got myself a card base. I think it was 7.5. Was it as much as that? Let me measure. Oh no, I'm way out. It's 7 3/4 inches, 6 3/4 inches square, 6 3/4 because that's 5 3/4. That would make a lot more sense. Okay, so what I've got then is I thought I could mat this onto white, and that's going to look really, really pretty. We can do that quickly. Just a little bit of wet glue, but just remember, if you're using a wet glue, you're going to have to put plenty where you've got the deboss, because it'll all sink into that. So let's put that. Now, when I do mats and layers like this, I don't tend to use my 350 GSM white card, otherwise it just gets a little bit too heavy and weighted. So that's just about a 220 GSM. It's perfect. Isn't that so pretty? Now, as I mentioned, all I've done in here is I've just got my Nuvo drops. I've done 3 little 3s. You know, I always like to do 1s, 3s and 5s. So I just thought the 3 little 3s worked. Now, I wouldn't put that white onto the white because you can't see it. So I got myself another piece of the purple. And I thought, did I want to put it on there? Now, I looked round and I was like, had I got Century Pearl? Had I got glitter card? I wanted some or mirror card in a dark purple, and I didn't. I'd already got this far. I was already invested in the purple. So I was like, what can I do? So I had a look round. And I'd got my spray and sparkle. So I cut my matte layer, which I want here, and look at that. I've sprayed it with spray and sparkle. And I had to do it in advance just because it needed to dry. But look at that. I can feel it, but it doesn't come off. And it hasn't warped the card, it hasn't cockled the card, buckled it or anything. But look, I've now got the most beautiful glitter card. And it's the same colour. I know it looks a little bit darker because of the lacquer, but isn't that absolutely fantastic? I really, really like that effect. So we can put that onto here. I told you this card is really quick. If you've got the tools, you can make these cards so easily. They are just, you know, it's just so easy to make amazing cards sometimes. So put that onto there. Put that on like that. There we go. Now, I could put that on there. We'll get foam tape. Time for the foam tape. So let's turn that over. I think I want my tape to run up and down. That's my preferred vertical. It's my preferred choice. 1, 2, oh, a little bit too much on that one. Not much though, just a tiny bit. There. There we go. All I need to do now is take the back off here. Look at how easy this tape comes off. The backing comes off this tape, sorry. Really good. And then, as I always do, a little bit of PVA glue. I love Lisa's embossing folder, and I hope this shows you just one way to make a lovely, quick and easy card using them, because I just think, you know, sometimes I've got another card on my craft table ready to record a video for, with a lot more inking, a lot more, you know, techniques. But sometimes you want something quite nice and quick and easy. Look at that. I did think about wrapping a band round, but I just thought with it being a corner one, it didn't work. So all I've done is I've taken a Hello Sentiment. So we've got that. I need a pair of tweezers, and we can put a little bit of glue. Let's do it on the mat, as long as I'm careful. Now, You don't need to use Nuvo drops there if you don't have something like that. You could do this, that could have worked really well with just some gems. It would have worked equally as well. You know, you just make it work for whatever you've got. Now this is just going to go over a little bit of the sentiment of the emboss, but that's not a problem. It just sort of brings it all together. Let's give that a good old tap so it picks up any of the glue. Now, I thought, do I leave it there? But then I thought, why don't? So this is just a Sizzix butterfly set. Just one of my Sizzix butterfly sets that I've got. And I've just cut it out of white. I did think, do I cut it out of white and then colour it with a purple pen? But you know what? I think it's going to work so much better for being plain white. And I'm just going to pop it. I'm going to pop it over here just to sort of give a little bit of balance. Now you could do your 3D glue, would work really well, but my tacky glue tends to grab everything. Actually, I might put a bit too much on there. Let's give that a tap. And then I'm going to pop it just down there. There we go. And that is, let me move this out before I cover it, my card in glue. That's my card. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So simple, but really, really effective. I love that. Really, really fun to do. All you need, embossing folder, white ink pad, white pen, and pencil, sorry, and you are away. How about that? I wonder what colour you are going to have a go at doing this in. I'd love to see. Please do share if you have a go at doing something like that. But really quick and easy. It doesn't take a lot of supplies, but wow, it really does pack an impact. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you for watching, my crafty friends. I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to leave a comment down in the comments and click on any of the links that you can. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. As always, there's going to be a playlist or a video on the left and a subscribe button on the right. But most importantly, please consider giving the video a thumbs up and also subscribing, because it really, really helps. I hope all my new viewers, because I've had quite a lot of new viewers recently, are enjoying these videos. I'd love to know your thoughts. Please do share, and I will be back very soon. So until then, you take care and bye for now.